Hello, welcome friends. Hearty welcome to you. We are solving some examples as part of linear inequations in one variable. So let us look at the type of problems where we have ax plus b by cx plus d. Till now, whatever the problems we are looking, in which we see that the denominators are having only numericals. For the first time, if there are variables or there is an algebraic expression, then how to solve that? That's what we will look into in this session. So let's look at this example what we have, that is 3 by x minus 2 less than 1. Now how to solve this one? So I'll go ahead and write it. I will say my first step will be 3 by x minus 2. I will say always remember, whenever you want to solve this type of problems, always try to get on the right hand side 0. Either it is less than or greater than. So that way it will be easy for you to solve the problem. We will see how it is easy. Now this is nothing but, if I simplify, 3 minus x minus 2 by x minus 2 less than 0, that's nothing but equal to 3 minus x plus 2, that is 5 minus x by x minus 2 less than 0. That's nothing but equal to x minus 5 by x minus 2 greater than 0. Now there are two ways you can solve after this for the solution. What you can do is, first what you should do is, like, you should equate your numerator and denominator and find out the values of x, because those are the critical points which are going to decide the solution set of this linear inequation. Now x minus 5 equal to 0. X minus 5 equal to 0 gives me x equal to 5. Similarly, x minus 2 equal to 0 gives me x equal to 2. So first thing first, what I should do, I should represent them immediately. So I will say this is 2 and this is 5. If I say these are my critical points, 2, 5, minus infinity and infinity, these are the four critical points which are going to decide. So the solution set will be either between 2 to 5 or it will be on the other side, minus infinity to 2 and 5 to infinity. Let us see this one now. Now what you can do is, you can go for randomly checking different values, trial and error method, and you can find out now which interval. There are three, this whatever the I have the total number line, minus infinity 2 to 2, then 2 to 5, then 5 to infinity. So I can divide this into now into three in three parts. If you can observe, this is my first part, and this is my third part, and this is my second part. So this is the first part, this is the second part, and this is the third part. Always remember, whenever you find the problem, your solution will be either 2 or it will be union of 1 and 3. Okay, we will see how it is. Remember that. Now the easiest way to solve these problems is always substitute the value of 0. First thing is substitute the value of 0. Now what is the if you substitute 0, what is happening now? I'll have 0 minus 5 by minus 2, which is nothing but equal to 5 by 2, and that is greater than 0. That means x equal to 0 is satisfying this particular linear inequation. So I told you, if 1 is the solution set, then automatically 3 also will be there as part of it. So your solution will be nothing but 1 and 3. So your solution will be nothing but equal to minus infinity, then 2 ends at 2. So I'll have minus infinity 2 excluding the boundaries, that's why it's open. Then you will have union. After that you will have 5 to infinity. You want to check any number values between them. Suppose you take 1. 1 minus 5 is minus 4. 1 minus 2 is minus 1. Minus 4 by minus 1 is 4, which is greater than 0. Similarly, between 5 and infinity, you take any value. You can see very clearly, if the value is bigger than 5 and 2, automatically both of them will be positive only, right? 8 minus 5 is 3 and 8 minus 2 is 6. So it will be always positive. Now the problem comes with this linear inequation when the values are between 2 to 5. When the values are between 2 to 5, something like 3 or 4, let's take for example 3. 3 minus 5 is minus 2 and 3 minus 2 is 1. Minus 2 by 1 is not greater than 0. So you can see that the values between 2 to 5 does not satisfy other than that, right. Now please remember that whenever you are having ax plus b by cx plus d, once you get into this particular form, find out the values of x from the numerator and denominator. Okay, those are your critical points. Then it will divide your number line into three parts. The first part minus infinity to the first number, then the second one is between the two numbers, and the third one is second number to infinity. Now if 2 is the solution, then 2 alone will be the solution. If 1 is solution, then 1 and 3 will be the solutions. You can check that. Okay, that's one way of looking at it. Another more structured way of looking at it, what I can do is, now I can multiply this with x minus 2 whole square, so that I can say x minus 5 into x minus 2 greater than 0. Now you can see that this is nothing but in the form of x minus a into x minus b is greater than 0, for which you know the solution very easily. Now x minus 5 into x minus 2 is greater than 0. When it will become 0? When this term is negative and this term is negative, then it will be more than 0, it will be positive. Otherwise both of them needs to be positive. So either both of them needs to be negative or both of them needs to be positive. That will give you this particular interval. Now the solution of this is nothing but minus infinity 2 to union 5 to infinity, boundaries not included. So how your solution looks like? The solution looks like this. Let's try to minus infinity to, I'll just mark a circle only because I know that they are open. So 5 to infinity. So my solution will be 5 to infinity is one part of the solution set. So I'll have this is part of my answer, and another part is starting from minus infinity to 2. So on the total number line minus infinity to infinity, only the values which don't satisfy this linear inequation are the values which are there between 2 and 5. The values which are there between 2 and 5 will not satisfy. And you also know that x value cannot be equal to 2, because if x is equal to 2, this whole linear inequation itself cannot be defined. So let me summarize that, how to do that. What you have to do whenever you get a problem in the form of ax plus b by cx plus d less than n, try to make your RHS as 0. Then you will have in the form of ax plus b and cx plus d. Find out the values of x from the numerator and denominator. Those two values are critical points. Now the number line is divided into three parts. Now check for different values in either in the first part or second part or third part. The first thing and the best thing to do is always check for 0. And 0 is now in the first part, and 0 is satisfying. That means 1 and 3 will be the solution. If 0 is there in the, suppose let us say something like these numbers are minus 2 to 2, and 0 is in the second and it is satisfying, the solution will be only the second part. Okay, right. We'll solve some more examples in the same lines. Now on the similar lines, let us look at this problem. Now you should be very comfortable to solve this. What I told you, whenever you see ax plus b by cx plus d greater than some numerical, always try to get it to the left hand side and make it as 0 on the right hand side. So it will become x minus 1 by x plus 3 minus 2 is greater than 0. Now why we are doing that, always bringing to 0? Because to check whether a number is positive or negative, I can compare with respect to 0. Greater than 0 is positive, less than 0 is negative. So then based on that, I can see how the numerator and denominator should act. Based on that, I can easily find out the values. There is, other than that, nothing else. Now what this will become? X minus 1 minus 2 into x plus 3 by x plus 3 greater than 0. Now if I simplify that, I'll have x minus 1 minus 2x minus 6 by x plus 3 greater than 0. That's nothing but equal to x minus 2x is minus x, minus 1 minus 6 is minus 7 by x plus 3 greater than 0. I have minus in both the terms, so I can take minus common. I'll have minus of x plus 7 divided by x plus 3 greater than 0. Now I can multiply with minus 1 and say x plus 7 by x plus 3 is less than 0. Now this is the, now once you came to this format where ax plus b by cx plus d greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, whatever the sign may be, and you have 0 on the right hand side. That means this whole expression should be negative. You have to find out all the values which will make this as negative. There are two cases, either this can be negative and the other can be positive, or the numerator can be positive and the other can be negative. You can approach that way too. There are so many ways, okay? But I prefer to directly go ahead and find out the values which will make numerator equal to 0. X plus 7 equal to 0, that means x equal to minus 7. X plus 3 equal to 0, that gives me x equal to minus 3. So I know that minus 7, minus 3 are critical points which are going to decide how the solution set looks like. So I'll go ahead and say minus infinity, 0 and infinity. Then I'll put these points minus 3, minus 7. So minus 3 will be somewhere here and minus 7 will be somewhere here. So I have minus 3, minus 7 now. I'll just put a mark there saying those are my critical points. Okay. So minus 3, minus 7 are critical points. Now you know that this is divided into 3 parts. We have seen that, right? This whole solution set, now number line is divided into 3 parts. One part, first part, second part and the third part. First part is between minus infinity to minus 7. Second part is between minus 7 to minus 3 and the third part is between minus 3 to infinity. Okay, now first thing what I will do always, I'll substitute the values of 0. What is the value of 0? If I substitute value of 0, this becomes 0 plus 7, 7 by 3, which is actually greater than 0, not less than 0. That means it is wrong. That means the section or the interval where 0 is present is not the solution. That means third is not the solution. I told you, if you remember, if third is not the solution, automatically first also will not be the part of solution. So your solution is nothing but section number 2. So what is section number 2? That is nothing but minus 7 to minus 3. This is nothing but your solution, minus 7, minus 3. You want to cross check it? Let's cross check it. Let us take the value minus 6. What happens? 7 minus 6 is 1 and 3 minus 6 is minus 3. So you can see plus by minus is minus. Now whenever you go for other numbers other than this particular interval or window, you will see that the values are always positive. So remember that. Again I repeat. Once you get ax plus b by cx plus d with respect to 0, find out the values of x and find out those critical points. Then substitute for x value 0 and see in which window you are in x equal to 0. It is in third window, third section, because minus 3 to infinity comes under third part. I see that 0 is not satisfying. That means automatically 1 also will not satisfy. So 2 will be, answer solution will be minus 7, minus 3. So let's do one more problem. Let's look at this interesting problem. We have x by x minus 5 greater than 1 by 2. The logic is same. What I have to do is bring 1 by 2 to the left hand side and make it equal to 0, so that you have right hand side 0. You can see the whole expression should become negative or positive. Accordingly, you can find out the solution set. So my step will be, first step will be x by x minus 5 minus 1 by 2 is greater than 0. If I simplify that, I will have 2 into x minus 5 is my LCM. I will have 2x minus x minus 5 greater than 0. This is nothing but equal to 2x minus x is x, minus of minus is plus. So you will have x plus 5 by 2 into x minus 5 greater than 0. Now, if x plus 5 by 2 into x minus 5 is greater than 0, automatically when you multiply by 2 also, it should be greater than 0. This also tells me x plus 5 by x minus 5 is greater than 0. Now what I should do now? Now I am in the format ax plus b by cx plus d greater than 0. So what I should do now? Yes, you are right. What I have to do is now I have to find out the values of x, which will make the numerator and denominator equal to 0. So what are those values? Let us get that values. X plus 5 equal to 0. X plus 5 equal to 0. That gives me x equal to minus 5. So minus 5 is one value. So let me just go to minus 5. I'll say this is minus 5. Okay, right. Now the other one is x minus 5 equal to 0. That means x equal to 5. So let us say this is 5. So minus 5 and 5 are critical points. Now I have to see, now you know again it's divided into 3 parts. This is first part, second part and third part. Let us check for 0. 0 is there in which section now? Second section. Let's check for 0. 5 by minus 5 is minus 1. Minus 1 is greater than 0? No. That means second section is not the solution. Obviously 1 and 3 should be your solution. So what I have to do now? I have to put circle here, and again one more circle, one more circle. My solution will be nothing but minus infinity to minus 5, minus infinity to minus 5, union 5 to infinity. So how will you represent the solution set? You will say minus infinity to minus 5, union 5 to infinity. That will be your solutions. You want to cross check that? Let's take value of 3. If you take value of 3, 3 plus 8 is 3 plus 5 is 8, 3 minus 5 is minus 2. That is negative, but what we want is positive. So it will become positive only when the numbers are less than minus 5 or the numbers are more than positive 5. You can it's a simple logic. You can understand that very easily. If the number is less than minus 5, automatically both of them will become negative. Negative by negative is positive. If a number is more than 5, then both numerator and denominator will be positive. So positive by positive is positive. Very simple logic. Or if you don't remember that, always go for these critical points and check for x, then immediately you know where is your solution. So why I have filled the circles? Because they are all open intervals. So minus infinity to minus 5, boundaries excluded. Union 5 to infinity, again boundaries excluded. Because you cannot have value of 5. Value of 5 will make this linear inequation undefinable. Okay? Right. So we will solve some more problems as part of this in the coming sessions. Maybe we will look into in the next session linear equations in one variable, solving system of equations. Instead of one equation, suppose there are 2 inequations. Now your solution should be common to both of them, common solution to both of them. That we will look into in the next session. Thanks for visiting. Bye for now. Thanks again.